And big shout out to my man Silver in this video. The gospel field and the R&B field. You know, I got some good comments on the video I did as being a producer. And I keep it real with folks because I done been on both sides. How people think that just because you are doing something for God, recording a CD for God, that ain't no crooked stuff going on. I got a news flash for you. And a lot of people gonna relate to this. When you get around the gospel field, it seems like it's almost twice as worse as the R&B. You will be shocked who be trying to get over on who in the gospel field. You know another reason I quit doing a lot of musicals too, and I'm not judging nobody in no kind of way. I got tired of doing musicals and hanging with groups because folks wasn't right. They'll get in the church, sing, talk about God this, and as soon as the musical over, lifestyle terrible. Ain't got nothing to do by God. Let's go run these hoes. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Get through praising God, but as soon as we get through, let's go run these hoes. Excuse my language. Oh man, it's still jumping. I'm gonna go call them such and such. We can get it going on. Now see, I can't get around that. And I'm not judging. But see, one thing I don't do is play with God. I got tired of playing in groups with people that want to smoke all the time, lose their voice, and then get up in front of the church, can't even halfway sing. No, I can't be around that no more. I left it alone. And when you talk about the R&B and gospel, say, man, you got some people robbing in gospel, like when I was talking about what they was doing to Fred Hammond. When Fred Hammond started his own record label and started doing his work for himself, I'm not mad at him. But we don't hear about this stuff. And here's the thing, everybody in gospel ain't doing it for the Lord. They not. They are doing it for themselves. But they want to hide behind Christianity. Look at how many people being exposed in the gospel field. And people want to produce. See, this is what I like about being a producer. When you are a producer, you know about it all. You see the dirt on all areas. Because you are a producer, that means you produce all music, not just gospel music. You produce music, period. And as an engineer, people know what I'm talking about. That's an engineer and a producer. As an engineer and a producer, you see it all. I can tell you, boy, I can take you around some folks that do gospel, they'll tell you, man, I had to leave it alone. They left the gospel alone and went back to the R&B. Why do you think the average star that done made it started out in church first? And then what they do, they got burned out behind the church. So then they go to the world, which we call secular. Man, whole nother story. They start singing R&B. I just say it like that, R&B music. And then all of a sudden it's a problem. When they started out in the church first. You can look at everybody from Aretha Franklin on down. They started in the church. Just like when Yolanda Adams sang an R&B song, people judge it. They got a problem with it. Because once again, we got all these judges about music. When God designed music. Yeah. Who else did that? Even Marvin Sapp. People got mad when Marvin Sapp's song went on 106 and 106 in part. Never could have made it hit first. It was #1 on the charts. People had a problem with that. What they playing that music for, that's a gospel song. I love that song went to the R&B. Because you got people walking around here saying never could have made it, they don't even go to church. I like what Fred Hammond said before. They got Fred Hammond and Mary songs jumping off in the club now. I like what Fred Hammond said. I'm glad that my song is being played and reaching the outside. Yeah. People don't believe somebody can come to Christ off of a song while you judging these songs all the time. You see the dirt between the R&B. You see the dirt between the gospel. And you got all these people in the gospel sleeping around with each other, but they quick to judge people in the world. Acting like the world is so bad and this and that, but when you look at what's going on in the gospel music, The gospel field. I had a comment the other day, why is there so many homosexuals always out in the open in these churches when they on TV, in front of the big TVs and everything? I said, people don't understand. Sin is sin. Whether it's in the church or in the world, sin is sin. And this sin will not get in, point blank. Yeah, people claim to be Christians all day long. And at the same time, these people that people be judging, they so-called Christians, they always judge it. When they step out of the church, oh man, lifestyle don't compare nothing to what they talking about they doing in church. Yeah. Life Jennings said it the best in his song. When he did that song, I made up my mind. I'm going to go to church. Singing about one thing, but living another. When you look at gospel now, gospel music, to a lot of people, they say now, gospel music sound more like secular music. But once again, if you never had lyrics put on music, how would you know what's secular and what's not? See, that's why I don't have a problem with listening to that music in the world. It's the lyrics that messes up a song, not the music. So if somebody want to take a worldly song, like y'all call it, and put it in the church with gospel lyrics, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And I never will. Because to me, music is music. A chord is a chord. It don't matter what song it is. C sharp is C sharp. A flat is A flat. But we got the nerve to keep judging with this music. So I just had to let my boy know that, man. Just because people say they are R&B artists or a gospel artists, these gospel artists, they got the same problems, bro. They got the same problems. But you don't see half of it. You don't see half of it because it don't be blown up a lot of times. People try to hide what they do with church. That's what I hate about church. People try to hide what they do and they hide who they really are. That's why people in the world, they got my respect so high, man. They don't hide nothing. They know who they are and they know what they do. They keep it 100% real. The majority of them. Church folks hide behind Christianity. They think because they go to church every Sunday, they better than you. Yeah. They think because they got such a great voice and they can sing that they better than you. They living better than you. They more righteous than you. But when you look at them outside of church, I'm telling you, not everybody though, but a lot of them, you look at them outside of church, they fake. Yes, I go to church faithfully every Sunday. Yes, I praise the Lord every Sunday, but I still do fall. I still have things that God is working with me on. Yeah. I stand up and tell anybody that in the church or in the world. Ain't no such thing as me being perfect. I am an imperfect man striving and waking up every day to get closer to God. And I done been on both sides and I see what go on in the gospel. You'd be surprised who's sleeping with who in gospel. Men sleeping with men. It's like in the world. Men sleeping with men in the church. Men sleeping with men. We keep trying to put a label on sin. Ain't no label on sin. Sin is sin. Oh man, see, we don't want to talk real. I didn't know gospel was like that. I thought the gospel artists, and man, you better wake up. People are human. They're a Christian, they're human. Just like I was saying about a pastor. He was a man before he was labeled as a pastor. Best believe he can fall down. But best believe God can also pick him back up. There is no such thing as these perfect people keep talking about. I'm tired of these Christians talking about the world. They don't even look at their own self as Christians, quote unquote. Christ-like. Oh yeah. So when you look at the gospel field, there's a lot of dirty things go on. I know personally. From being in the studio on down to being in the church, it's dirty. The music game is shiesty and dirty, no matter if it's R&B or gospel. People are people. People got caught up in the love of money, and the love of money is keeping a lot of people from getting into heaven. That's why I say everybody claiming to do the work of God ain't doing the work of God. If we were so much on God like we're supposed to be, why is there so much conflict in the church? Why is there so much conflict as gospel artists getting along? You see my point? When you see somebody in the world, what they do, they gone on about their business. They left the church alone. Some of them come back and still sing in the church. And others don't want nothing to do with the church. Because once again, church is just a building. That's a building. We as the believers make up the body of Christ. So that's why I always talk about relationship, not religion. Best believe people in the world, a lot of them got a relationship with God more than you think, church folks. Like y'all been saved all y'all life. Keep it real with people. I don't never forget where I came from. And not far from where I used to be. Yeah. That's why I talk to myself first. And I keep it real with myself. If I ain't going to keep it real with nobody else, I'm going to keep it real with God and myself. Yeah. Because I done been on both sides. It ain't no game, y'all. It ain't no game. You go in the studio and see how, gospel artists cuss each other out. Oh yeah, let them get off on something. You'll see a whole different side of them. They'll start cussing you out harder than somebody in the world. It's like I was saying, a deacon will drink you under the table and cuss you out. A pastor will cuss you out. Boy, y'all know I ain't lying. Not all of them know. People don't believe there are some pastors that'll cuss you out and tell you to go to hell on top of it. I done been around them. Yeah. Because a lot of the preachers now used to be gangsters, pimps, players. They ain't forgot that lifestyle. They ain't forgot how to cuss you out. Yeah. So many people say I'm saved and make them mad, boy, that boy. But do cussing put you in hell, though? I'm going to leave that alone. But God bless you.